Hey guys, Rinji here, once again bringing you the worst out of the VTuber community. And what do you know, an April's Fool's joke didn't quite run its course the way some people thought. And, the way social media is nowadays, when you make a joke, doesn't matter really what it is, even if it's not meant or directed at a specific person or anything like that, people are gonna be upset. And April Fools is the best time for people to get upset about virtually anything. Today we have a case of an artist, of an Arknights artist, getting backlash and in some instances even getting harassed for a joke about a fictional disease and himself suffering through that fictional disease. I'm talking about here something called oripathy. Oripathy is a fictional disease out of the mobile game Arknights. It causes your body to crystallize into you sprout black crystals. In some cases, I think the said crystals also give you special magic-like powers, but ultimately you just turn into crystal and you die. If I got my Arknights lore correctly, I did play it for a few months here and there, so I think I'm pretty up to speed on that. By the way, the artist did make a specific post and got a lot of people upset about it, including some VTubers. A lot of these VTubers that I previously also talked about, either on my Twitter or doing videos, people that usually engage in all kinds of drama and are equally as aggressive as they say this artist is. But let's see what the April Fool's joke actually was. Attention! Hello everyone! Unfortunately, this will be my last comic posted on this account due to a lot of in real life problems I've been dealing with for the past couple of months. I have an illness that I have been fighting for a while. It has caused me a lot of physical pains, abnormalities on my body which makes me have a hard time walking, seeing and hearing. Drawing has made me temporarily forgotten about the pain and allowed me to make many things that I enjoy. I'm really happy to see. I'm really happy that I can meet so many new friends and meet so many amazing people. I'm slowly running out of energy to write this, but in short, thank you very much for enjoying this little project of mine. I'm really glad there are many people who enjoys my comics and brought many smiles. Also, this is a joke, LMAO. Happy April Fool's! But in seriousness, thank you so much for 4K followers and following my comic series and shenanigans. Unfortunately, in order to make better comics in the future, I'll be taking a hiatus of the comics and posting. Thank you for your patience and thank you for your support. Have a very nice week with a doodle of the artist suffering from oripathy. And as the artist himself or herself, not sure what they are, says, "Yeah, if you can't tell, I got oripathy." And the post itself started to attract a lot of negative attention because people were starting to think this person is actually making light of chronic diseases, and in some instances they even blamed them for being ableist and making fun of disabled people, which for a really mild joke isn't this really isn't it. Let's get into the reactions. At least you can use magic, right? I can conjure up people who can take harmless jokes on April Fool's Day, apparently. And yeah, judging from what they got, this is this is this is the expected result and expected reaction out of it. Obviously, I'm sad about it, but I like this joke doesn't have a chronic illness as a punchline. It's a thinly veiled reference to a disease in a Chinese Skinner box game, over dramatization of why the dude is taking a break. Hope the dudes upset about this feel better though. Have chronic illness. I think I'm genuinely in pain every day, every moment I live. It's not April Fool's joke to me. It's life every day. This person is healthy. They might never know what it's like to suffer with illness. It's not a joke. It's my life. I'm not going to repeat my talking points from the other threads. I just too long didn't read it. Joke is about funny Chinese game. It's making fun of the user for believing what they're reading, not about people who have chronic pain. Feel free to be upset. Just don't tell this guy to eat cyanide. Now I'll just do that. Hater till I die. Fair game, LMAO. I respect being a hater. I just feel bad about the people who see this as an insult, but And if anything, plays off the fact that chronic illness is a very, very serious thing to try to bait sympathy from the reader. Oh, I've seen so many cases of that on Twitter. I get that. No hate to you at all. I wasn't personally offended, just as someone who looked like they needed some hating on a reality check. Likewise, I just love explaining jokes and try and make people see the brightest side of a situation. At least when I'm bored enough to actually browse Twitter. Explaining jokes is a fun time, I agree. Ha, I'm too bored enough to be on Twitter. There's very few reasonable people. I'm talking about this person proclaiming to be a hater, but the whole night there, I actually understand what it was, but you know, there are a lot of people that just went with this and made it about themselves, even though the joke wasn't directed at them at all. Some people just like to make themselves the main character of the universe sometimes. And this had absolutely nothing to do with them at that. Your mom has it. You don't. So a non-disabled person, you still have no right to speak over the disabled people who are rightfully upset over this. Stop trying to find reasons to talk over the voices that matter just because you disagree. It's fair to get upset. I do feel it's weird to try to drag someone through the mud and wish ill omens on them because they can't structure a joke properly. A reference a game they draw out of. The joke is clearly playing off as how serious chronic illnesses are, rather than making light of them. The punchline is, I'm not actually sick with magic rock disease. I'm actually taking a break though. Lame joke? For sure. Making fun of people with actual illnesses? Definitely not. It's about as offensive as pretending to be a cop or a gag. I really wish there were more people like Dual Night around who slap people around that just get offended by nothing. So feel free to be upset. Having a chronic illness sucks, and just being related to one made me depressed for months. So I can see why it's a touchy subject for people going through it, but don't go wish this person dies because they can't structure a joke, lol. Has nothing to do with not being able to structure a joke, and everything to do with choosing to make debilitating illnesses the butt of a joke. Is they have multiple types in past with other disabilities. Plus, again, they were trying to gaslit people. The fuck is wrong with them? Where? The butt of the joke? It isn't ill people. It's the reader for believing that possibly serious announcement doing April Fools while referencing the game they draw art of, mate. It's also funny that the person immediately explains that it's a joke. You can see it in the same post, so it's really hard to fool someone, maybe for a second, as they were reading the first sentences of that post. It's so weird. These are all symptoms of the disease in that game. It's a shitty LARP. I don't care if it's a pre-made up thing, they still made it seem like they genuinely had an illness for laughs, and it's fucking gross. Plus again, the way they're treating the disabled people mad over it's really gross. It's just I'm gonna keep debating this because it's stressing me out. Just don't talk over the voices that actually matter, please. A disabled person that's extremely upsetting to see happen. Who cares? Again, you aren't the target of this joke. This person isn't making fun of a specific group of people or a specific person. You are making this about yourself. The world doesn't revolve around you, no matter what you have. These people would... Their sensibilities would actually make them die if they saw like what the humor used to be like online and even offline, like let's say 10 or 20 years ago. Even nowadays, I see so many AIDS jokes around, and that's a serious illness, you know. Everything can be a joke. It depends really how you use it. Use it against people, and it's a joke in bad taste. But this joke, it at worst, it's like lame. Like has a very weak punchline because the joke is immediately explained in the same fucking post. But let's continue because this is supposed to be about VTubers, because VTubers also got upset about it. There's the VTubers. News flash. Joking about disability and illness isn't actually funny. I have it sometimes though. Nah. I just think you haven't seen the right jokes yet. And I think you just aren't funny. Fair enough, LMAO. Again, if it's not for you, don't interact with it. Don't make it about yourself all the damn time. And this isn't funny. Anyways, support actual disabled artists that do suffer from this on a daily basis. What, orthopathy? I don't think anyone suffers from orthopathy. Have severe fainting disorder and suffer from chronic pain and fatigue and make my living of art in some mutual aid when I can't afford medical help. Is this really a post to shill your stuff? Because someone made a joke that makes you uncomfortable, so you have to get money because you suffer from something. Jesus Christ, people. I find this more offensive than the joke the person made. Here's a nice video collage telling them to cry about it. Problematic, don't care, didn't ask, cry about it. The same people. I remember this Dyna Tyranno VTuber. They were involved in some shit beforehand too. I think Hogwarts Legacy was part of it. I don't know. It's just the same names. They keep popping up all over again when I cover this stuff. It's so weird that this always happens. I wonder when you see your mind and body begin to fail you, how will you remember this moment? As a missed opportunity for self-reflection and improvement, or a turning point? Do better, be better. I was gonna write a long drawn-out message about how you're co-opting my way of life and making things actually worse for disabled people on the internet. But instead, take this actual wheelchair user VTuber ratio. Of all the things, make you VTuber. I guess making in a wheelchair is also a possibility if you feel very strongly about your disability. But again, this isn't about you. This is a joke about a fucking fictional disease, and even if it wasn't directed at any specific people. Having a dark sense of humor is one thing, but this is not funny at all. Joking about serious health issues and disabilities for April Fool's Day is incredibly disrespectful to those who actually go through this on a daily basis. The struggles of disabled people aren't a joke. This is the reality of a lot of people. This post is gross. Newsflash: disabilities and debilitating illnesses are never a joke. Period. Do better. Only picture: grab masked and vaxxed moth, unicorn, Ukraine flag. Am I being fucked around with right now? Really feels like I am. And here we go. The LTGs are coming out. You should love yourself. More LTGs from a VTuber this time. Also a VTuber that engages in all kinds of drama instead of streaming. I remember Ryla. I think one of the first posts I made about them was shitting on men just being misandrist. There's a lot of things that just keep mingling together when you cover the same people over and over again. They engage in every kind of drama on Twitter that's possible. Are you simply not fucking embarrassed, LMAO? Yeah, that's your post LTG for them to end themselves. Classy. This is very tone deaf and cruel to post, especially during global pandemic that is killing and disabling thousands. Oh man, there's so many fucking diseases going around the world. There's millions of them, I presume, that have a similar effect. But again, COVID is happening right now, guys. Think about the COVID that's disabling people. Jokes about disability and illness when you're not a person with disability or illness are not okay. Come on, man. This is such a terrible joke. Please learn from your mistake. Wow, you know what? Fuck you, legitimately. I'm chronically ill and dealing currently with every symptom you listed in your joke. My life is hell right now, back and forth from hospital for months. I hate you. Have a horrible week. Again, this is not about you. Stop making it about yourself. As an actual person with disability here, this is not funny. And for you to joke about these things I suffer from on a daily basis for your stupid April Fool's joke is not cool. I do hope you take the time to realize that joking about illness is not okay and apologize. A porn-addicted weeb's unable to be funny without jokes like having a serious illness, rape, pedophilia, incest, etc. Like I'm genuinely asking, LMFAO. Yeah, the jokes about killing yourself are far better. far better than anything people do on the internet. I don't know what level of humor this person is operating on, but everything that's slightly off color or very off color, I guess that's somewhere crossing the line. This isn't funny. Go fuck yourself. Whoosh, you have anal cancer. So you're upset about a joke about an illness, and then you wish someone an actual illness, a serious illness, with a joke whoosh. Now have an anal cancer magician cat with a wand. God damn it. Oh, you're going to hell. Glad you think this is funny, not something that people actually suffer from. Blocked. Heart emoji. Coughs in CRPs. Are you making a joke about a serious illness by doing a coughs in CRPs? Because I guess you can do that, right? Respectfully graduate right now. Nah, full disrespect. Some VTubers are really weird. They think everyone else is a VTuber too, and they apply VTubing terms to people that have nothing to do with it. You'll best believe I'm a rant on this for hours on Monday. LMAO. I'll help. I got a few verbal punches to throw. I'm literally trying so hard not to break Twitter TOS. It's insane right now. I don't think those 4K followers last much. Kill yourself, because awesome. Wish someone die over a joke. A very unspecific joke. Why do you hate disabled people? Christ, man. I'll open an umbrella in your anus. And there's Cthulhu, because Cthulhu has to be engaged in all kinds of drama. I think before today, I checked their profile once again to see what else they're up to, and the last thing I think they were up to is something about Jewish people, and then they got shat on by actual Jewish people. It's so tiresome. Harmless. I hope you get your shin broken because some kid wasn't careful doing trick shots with their razor scooter. That's awesome. You're wishing harm on someone because they're laughing at the people that are upset about a joke about fucking nothing, basically. I mean, I could tell you to kill yourself over and over, but putting an LMAO, it's just a harmless joke, doesn't absolve me of being a shitty person, does it? If you're going to pull off an offensive joke and be surprised that people are offended by it, maybe just keep your mouth shut. You know, I think the best sentence to end this video on is, you're offended? So what? It's not for you. Close your eyes and go the fuck away. VTubers, man. Not even a single once. But for now, that's everything. Hope to see you on the next one.